Hello class, today I'm going to teach you about ratios and ratio tables. So here's some definitions. So a ratio is a comparison of two quantities. So 5 apples to 2 oranges, 6 boys to 8 girls. Those are ratios. So the value of the ratio is A to B or A over B. So 3 ways to write a ratio. You can use the word to, you can use the colon, or you can use a fraction. Okay, so 2 snails to every 6 fish. A half a cup of milk for every quarter cup of cream. And these are 3 different ways to write ratios. Okay, so here's an example. Writing and interpreting ratios. An elephant sanctuary contains adult and baby elephants. The ratio of adult elephants to baby elephants is 5 to 1. So because the adult comes first, the 5 is representing the adult elephants. And then we have the baby second. So 5 divided by 1, remember the fraction bar means to divide, equals 5. Okay, so for every 5 adult elephants, there is 1 baby. Or you could say there's 5 times the amount of adult elephants. Great job. Okay, here's one for a recipe. So you mix a quarter cup of crisp wheat cereal with 1 1/2 cups of crisp rice cereal. So we're focusing on wheat, which is 1/4, and then we're going to focus on 1 1/2 is the rice. Okay, so we find the value of the ratio of crisp wheat cereal to rice. So the wheat is going to be our numerator and the rice is going to be our denominator. So we have 1/4 cup of wheat cereal divided by 1 1/2 cups of rice cereal. So here we have a complex fraction. So the fraction means to divide, right? So 1/4 divided by 1 1/2. We have to change 1 1/2 to an improper fraction. So 1/4 divided by 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Now we keep change flip. So 1/4 times 2/3. We look to cross simplify. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So now we multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so the amount of wheat cereal is 1/6 the amount of rice cereal, right? It's about 1/6 the amount of the rice cereal. Great job. Okay, let's look at ratio tables. So we could do this one of 2 ways. Okay, so we want to find the relationship. So sometimes I like to pull it out on the side. So 3 cups over 3/4 quarts. Okay, we know 12 cups. We are trying to find the denominator. So we want to find a relationship between 3 and 12. Well, 3 times 4 is 12. What you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. So 3/4 times 4 over 1. Once again, we cross simplify our 4s. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 3 is our answer. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so or you can look at it this way. To get from 3 to 12 is times 4. So we had to multiply the bottom by times 4. Okay, so now let's find the relationship between this one. So I look from 3 to 15. So I can see clearly that we can just go 3 times 5 is 15, right? But sometimes I like to rewrite it. So 3 over 3/4 equals 15, and we're looking for the bottom. So now we're going to do times 5 is 15 times 5. So 3/4 times 5 over 1 is 15/4. Okay, so that's 15/4. Now I see a relationship between these two right here, 15/4 to 5/4. I could see that we need to divide by 3. Okay, so once again, if you want to pull it out, for me it's easier to see. So now I'm going to use 15 over 15/4. We could do this because they're all equivalent ratios. This time we are looking for the numerator. And then we have 5/4 on the bottom. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. So 15 divided by 3 is 5 as your numerator. Okay, so that's how you complete the ratio tables. You find relationships, multiplying or dividing. So this one here, we can either divide by the same number as the numerator and denominator, or you can get bigger, you can multiply. So times 2, times 3, times 4. So 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16. Then you do the same thing on the bottom. 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, 10 times 4 is 40. We could have simplified 4/10 and divided by 2, but I decided to multiply by 2, 3, and 4. But the point is, it doesn't matter as long as you're doing the same thing to the numerator and to the denominator. Okay, an oil spill spreads 25 square meters for every 1/6 of an hour. So meters squared over hours. Okay, so we know 25 meters every 1/6 of an hour, right? So there's our ratio. So how are we going to find how much the oil spills in 2 hours? Well, our 2 in our ratio table go on the bottom because that's representing our hours, right? So we are looking for this part here. So what's the relationship from 1/6 to 2? Good, times 12. 1/6 times 12 gives me 2. So then we're going to do 25 times 12. You can do on the side of your paper. So that would be 300. So the answer would be 300 meters squared will be spilled after 2 hours. Okay, that's what that means. Great job. Okay, find the ratio, then find and interpret the value of the ratio. So oats to pecans. So oats has to be our numerator. So how many oats? Oh, 8 cups of oats. And how many pecans do we have in this granola recipe? 1 cup. So here 8 divided by 1 is 8. So there's 8 times more oats than pecans. Okay, so in this recipe, the amount of oats is 8 times more than the pecans. Okay, raisins to honey. So let's look at raisins. So we have raisins. I like to label everything as a 1/2 cup. And then we have honey, 3/4 cup. So we have a complex fraction. So 1/2 divided by 3/4. Keep, change, flip. Can we cross simplify? Yes, we can. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So we would get 2/3. Okay, so the amount of raisins to honey is 2/3 the amount. Okay, so I hope this video helped you understand about ratios, and ratio tables. Have a great day.